So if you guys haven't already gotten the hint, you guys drop those affirmations in the chat. Here at We're on Banking Movement, that's where we start at, is in our affirmations. We want to start in mindset, you guys. We want to make sure that we are in line, not only like this is us checking in mentally, okay? Some people stretch for their jobs, I got really laborsome jobs, some people have like prep, go meetings, those tailgate meetings. These mindsets, these affirmations, you guys, this is where we start. This is where we begin. Anytime we come to our charts, anytime we wake up, you guys, we want to speak to our affirmations. We want to speak positivity, guys. We want to lift ourselves up, you guys. Mindset, mindset, mindset. Like I told you guys, sometimes that might be all you got. Practice, practice, practice. Get in the mindset, you guys. Good evening, everybody. Let me see if I can get this screen share together and what we're looking like over here. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Now drop it in the chat, you guys. Let me see those affirmations. I am a BYOB. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All of my trades end in profit. I am 777. You guys feel free to add to, but do not take away from. Feel free to add to, but do not take away from. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All of my trades end in profit. I am 777. Guys, I highly recommend that one day you guys just sit down with those affirmations and you kind of just like puzzle out what they mean to you. You know what I mean? Listen to them one more time. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All of my trades end in profit. I am 777. Those are for you, the guys that use that. Don't want to drop them in the chat for whatever reason. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. All right. Good evening, Milwaukee. Good evening. Thanks for showing up and showing out. Good evening. Good evening. It is Trust My Trade Thursday evening from Cleveland, Ohio. Good evening, you guys. Good evening. Good evening. Decreeing my family's financial freedom. I'm unstoppable. I'm an educated trader. I'm a profitable trader. I'm anointed for wealth. I am the example. I am so grateful for BYOB. Yes. Good evening, Conyers, Georgia. 777 and 888. Okay, even putting in some work. Baton Rouge. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Cleveland, Ohio. I'm gonna have to get some people from Cleveland, Tennessee out here to represent. If you guys don't know, that's where I'm calling from, Cleveland, Tennessee. I'm gonna put my little staple out there. All right. Good evening, you guys. Good evening, Essex, UK. Thanks for showing up. Good evening, you guys. Minnesota. Good evening. Now, you guys, with all these different time zones we're in, I'm so impressed that you guys are really setting aside your time to tune in with me tonight. I appreciate everybody showing up. Man, I can't tell you how you guys make me feel. Good evening, Milwaukee. Good evening, Jacksonville. Showing up. Cleveland, Ohio, showing up. Chattown, Chattanooga. What's good? Good evening, Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some of my Tennesseans to represent from this 423. Cleveland, Ohio again. Cleveland, Ohio, New Jersey. Welcome. Welcome, Texas. Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome everybody. And again, thank you for committing to yourselves, you guys, not only for tuning into the call, but for tuning into your mindsets. You guys, if any of you guys are feeling a little apprehensive about those mindsets, it's okay, you guys. It's kind of natural. Public speaking is one of the #1 fears in life. You're putting yourself out there on a stage. All right, you guys. But I'm telling you, check into these mindsets and you've got the first step down. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. All right, you guys. We got a wealthy woman that logged on to the call. Good evening, Columbus, Ohio. Good evening. A couple more minutes for everybody to log in. Keep on dropping those affirmations. Some of them can get a little lengthy. I really like to see how creative you guys get with them. So guys, while we're waiting for everybody else to drop their affirmations, let me get a 111 if this is your first time on our advanced call, you guys. A 111 for our first time on the advanced call. Now, even if you've been on other calls before, let me know tonight if this is your first time on an advanced call with me, Genesis Patton. 111's in the chat. 111's in the chat. All right, and if you're returning to the call, this is just any of your BYOB calls. Let me see those 222s, you guys. 222s, if you're jumping back in to deepen your mindset, or I mean, not your mindset, but your skill set, you guys, you returned to cash out more with this, to learn a little bit more about price action and this BYOB cash out strategy we have for you guys. And that is a lot of 222s, guys. I commend that dedication to showing up, you guys. It really takes a lot when, it's all up on you. You don't have a boss here. Nobody's here to tell you what to do, but you guys still take it out of your free time to show up for, one, it makes me feel good, but two, this is for your education, your empowerment, you guys. So if you guys have cashed out, let me see those 777s, 777 in the chat. If you have cashed out this week, you guys, we're here at Thursday. A lot of action's been going on, a lot of money been made. 777 in the chat if you've cashed out this week. Yes. Look at that work. Look at it. And if you guys have been with us for a little while and you know about our strategy for compounding, let me see an 888. 888's in chat if you're down with us to compound. If you're down with the compound, yeah. I'm on a roll with these rhymes. Man, you guys are really working. Golly, so that's what I get up for. I get up because you guys are really putting an effort, and I can't let you guys down. I have to be here to show you guys what it is the Lord's blessed me with. All right, so you guys that are compounding, if you're on track for our 6 figures in 6 months, let me see a 6, the letter N, and the number 6 in the chat. If you are in our 6 figures in 6 months challenge, let me see those 6 and 6s. You guys are really stepping up too. Man, I'm gonna be like y'all when I grow up. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Good evening, Milwaukee. Good evening, you guys. Man, I'm so happy to see all of this growth, you guys, just all this effort you guys are putting in. It simply is amazing, you guys. It really is. All right, so you guys, as we get started, I want to bring your attention really quick to our BYOB Movement LLC.com website, you guys. All right, here, what I want you to do is go up to this thumbnail right here, right? Click down that drop-down menu and this select prepaid MasterCard. Click over here, see what I'm talking about, all right? It's going to bring you to a window like this, guys, because we have been vetted by MasterCard. Our team and all of their efforts, you guys have stewarded this movement up in such a way that the abundance is just overflowing, you guys. I can't tell you. So when I'm honing in on your affirmations, you guys, you got to remember things like this were once just affirmation, you guys. They were once just a vision, you guys. And here we are today, you guys. So vetted by MasterCard, you guys, I don't know what other questions you can ask about like the legitimacy of the strength of our team, you guys. Guys, go get your prepaid cards. It is definitely a new way to spend. We have become our own bank, you guys. If nothing else, for our own representation of our economic empowerment, you guys. We're leading by example. All right, you guys, we're stepping out here and we're leading by example. We've become our own bank. We want you to be a part of that too, you guys. So again, BYOB Movement LLC.com. All right, jump over to this drop down menu right here that says more, select prepaid MasterCard. It brings up this window right here, and you guys can order your prepaid MasterCards. You guys, you can do so much with these. All right, you guys, another thing I want to bring your attention to is we've got a lot coming up on the calendar. All right, just look right here in this time space. February 14th, February 14th, February 14th. And on the 20th of February, you guys, we have events. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself to eventbrite.com. If you'll notice up here at my URL, my browser, eventbrite.com, you guys, and go ahead and get logged up, signed up for one of our events, you guys. If you're in the Milwaukee area, we're going to have one there on the 19th around 10 a.m. If you're around Jacksonville, Florida, we're going to have one on the 19th as well at 10 a.m. And if you're in the Cleveland area, then we're going to have one at 10 a.m. there as well. And you guys, we didn't forget about you guys overseas because we are a worldwide movement, you guys. The 20th of February, you guys, at 10 a.m. in the UK, we're going to be having another event. Come out with us, guys, learn, fellowship, and lead, you guys. We are out here for you. This effort that we're putting in is because we want you to own this information. We want you to become the signal. We want you to be successful, you guys. We want you to make ourselves undeniably available to you guys. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to break us into our BYOB cash out strategy. And so let me get to the topic of discussion tonight before I lose anybody's attention. Tonight, we are going to be going over support and resistance, identifying zones and breakthroughs, okay? Just to leave you with that thought, I'm going to go ahead and reintroduce you to our BYOB cash out strategy because this is so fundamental to our movement, okay, you guys? Let me reiterate that website for our events. You want to take yourself to byobmovement.eventbrite.com. If you guys look in the chat, it's down there. All right, you guys. So copy that before you log out the chat or get it written down. All right, like I said, it's down there in the chat. And I wanted to switch it up for you guys. I feel like we're so comfortable looking for sales in the market that I wanted to come at it from a different perspective tonight, you guys. So here I am on my 15-minute, you guys. And when I bring my eyes to my stochastic, as you know, we always do first, we are around our 20, okay, you guys? We are around our 20 with the blue line crossed over the red and an upward momentum, you guys. Blue line crossed over the red and an upward momentum, you guys. When I come to my chart, I see that we have a green flat bottom candle right there, you guys. And in lieu of that, we have our PSAR flip. So we're gonna boom, and for sake of time, I'm just gonna flip you around. All right, so because we don't just jump into trades, we're gonna jump to our 1 hour. All right, you guys, let's see what's going on there. Let's find our vertical, or no, we had the arrow, right? Let's find our arrow. And there she blows. That wasn't on purpose, but it was cool. All right, so you guys, you see here, if you'll follow, so where I have my cursor at now in line with that arrow, let me get it in line there for sake of reference. All right, you guys, we didn't exactly have that sharp curve up because you got to keep in mind, this is a historical trade. We couldn't see none of this whenever this was happening, okay, you guys? So what we did see at that time, though, is down here at our 20, where we had that slight movement up. We started to look like we were buying, and sure enough, we ended up coming into this buying sentiment, this upward momentum, right? Okay, you guys. And like I said, I feel like we get used to identifying these sales so much that we could use a buy for once. All right. So let me, for clarity's sake, I don't want to get to going too fast on you guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, or testimonies, it's a perfect time. All right, go ahead and drop those in the chat if you'd like. All right, so there we are at our 15-minute where we dropped our icon, jumping up to our 1 hour. We're gonna find our line. Here we go. And then when we look down at our stochastic, you guys, full screen, big mode, all right? We saw where we had our stochastic fast, it had its curve up, you know, and it was pointing up. And you could see where the red line, our stochastic slow, it was generally pointed down, but what we look for is that blue line crossing over that red. We want that to carry with that momentum, okay, you guys? So right here, we were definitely in that looks like area, okay, you guys? So then from the 1 hour, we jump down to our 5 minute for our entry points, okay? Okay, guys, 5 minute for our entry points, 1 hour for time frame confluence, making sure that we're trading with the trend, and 5 minute for our entry. All right, now let's find our line amongst all these beautiful candles. All right, you guys, so according to the BYOB cash out strategy, what you want to do is identify in lieu of this buy, okay, is we identified price action down here on the stochastic, around the 20. Blue line had crossed over the red and upward momentum at the 15-minute time frame where we start. All right, we saw a green flat bottom candle with the PSR flip on the 15-minute time frame, you guys. We jumped up to the 1 hour time frame. We saw that we were in that looks like area. And so we decided to jump down to our 5-minute and search for our entry. Okay, you guys. Now, if you guys don't have them quick trigger fingers, that is okay, you guys. BYOB cash out strategy is based off trading to 10 pips and cash out, or your first take profit. So key emphasis being on first, you guys. These trades continue triggering or continue moving. I'll say it like that. We continue moving. Okay, you guys. So here you see where we got that push from our strategy. We definitely had at least 10 pips, you guys. Let's see, let's measure that for sake of reference. All right, we're looking at about a 20 pip movement, you guys, but more importantly, so what I've kind of spoken to before is, do you see what happens when you have the BYOB cash out strategy, you guys? You see how significant of a movement that is? All right, there was plenty of opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that all of this happens all the time. All right, you guys, this isn't, but what I'm speaking to is the strength of our BYOB cash out strategy, you guys. All right, so again, back to the notion of people with not so quick trigger fingers, you guys. So our initial push happens, you guys. What we've got to be ready to is to expect our pullbacks and our corrections, you guys. Right here, when that initial push of liquidity happens, price action is going to correct. It's going to test what movement's happening. All right, you guys. So you wait for that correction to follow through, and then you enter the trades. I'm telling you guys, you haven't missed it. You know, your time frame confluence isn't off. We just have to operate in patience. Operate in patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. I'm telling you guys, these guys at huge institutional levels, man, they basically get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for being patient. All right, you guys, it's not crazy like you used to see, like you might imagine these Wall Street traders, these crazy envisions you have. Guys, our disciplined traders are our successful traders, guys, the ones that are watching the market movements happen. All right, you guys, the ones that expect these pullbacks and these corrections, you guys, who can weather that storm and then make it for the actual movement. All right, you guys, because as you move on, you learn to read the language of our stochastic oscillator, you guys, and you will. It's not just the oscillator either. I don't want to, key up too much on that, you guys, but you really get to learn the language of the market. The more time you spend with it, it's just like for you guys out there dating, you guys out there married, the more time you spend with your significant other, your spouse, the better you get to know that person. How can you ever get to know the charts if you're not spending time in the charts? How can you ever get to learn the vocabulary if you're never spending time with people who speak the jargon? How can you, what are you really aiming for? What efforts are you actually putting in? Okay, you guys. All right, so one thing I want to clear up before we get into our lesson is a little bit of a dilemma about our lot size. Okay, you guys. What I want to be clear on is that, one, you should ignore this because I just opened this. All right. But what I want to be clear on, you guys, is that we're not. So we teach our compounding growth from this growth chart. All right, BYOB compounding growth chart. This is the most recently updated version. Okay, you guys, and how we teach on our compounding is in lieu with our 10 pips cash out strategy to keep you guys on consistent, disciplined, focused track. You guys, you're not going to miss, you guys, if you've honed in on your skill set. You're capturing 10% and you want to grow at a 3% rate. We have some traders that like to trade at a more aggressive rate of 5%, you guys. So these are the lot sizes you want to trade with when doing so. But guys, when we're here, when you're trading market structure, guys, when you're going further than your 10 pips and cash out, when you guys are needing to be able to weather pullbacks and in corrections, you guys, we're essentially going for a higher pip count. All right, you guys. And in saying that, like I mentioned, we're going to experience pullbacks and corrections. Now, a pullback at a 0.02 lot size is going to be a lot less disheartening than a pullback at a 0.15. Not to say, I don't want to attach the wrong energy to that, you guys, but when we're going for longer trades, often this will be you guys' hurdle. I know it used to be for one of mine. I'll just put myself on the table. All right, it used to be one of mine. I would get in there and I was not operating responsibly. All right, keyword operating. And my trades would start going in these corrections. My immediate thought was, oh man, my analysis isn't right, blah, 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 blah. But no, what simply was is I was experiencing pullbacks at a much higher lot size than what I should have been operating at for the trades that I was looking at. Okay, you guys. So here, when we're going for, let me start. When you're on track for your compounding, your 6 figures in 6 months, I want you guys right here in this column. All right, you guys, our educators want you right here in this column. You guys, hot mic, you guys, hot mic. If you can mute yourself for me, I'd appreciate it. So back to the compound chart. Compounding this arena right here. When you're looking to hit your second take profits, your third take profits, you guys, when you're really analyzing your trades, your operations are safe here, you guys. You really don't know, like when we talk about corrections in the market, we don't know what to expect. Especially if you're like a swing trader, intraday trader, you've got to be ready to handle, like, especially the fundamentals and impacting the market, the unexpected's happening throughout the day. All right, price action trying to correct itself, all right, and test where it really wants to close out at. All right, you guys. So again, in our lab, we are discussing the potential for a higher pip count. So this in my presentation is where our 0.03 lot size comes from, with the exampled deposit of $300. Okay, you guys. So without further ado, let's get into some support and resistance, you guys. Let's pick one. GBP AUD. It's on the vibrato, right? Or is that lagged? GBP AUD. Looks like you get to teach us support and resistance tonight. Oh, no, you don't. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pick another one, you guys. It's actually been triggering a lot. Shoot, let's do it. Let's see what's happening. Because you guys, we saw a lot of value from our trigger we got on our US 30 earlier today. Shoot. So I'm not analyzing GBP AUD. This is really just my best way of picking an example for you guys for support and resistance. All right, you guys. So I'm going to take us up to our 4 hour. So guys, this is a part 2. This is a part 2 to a presentation that I had set up for you guys last week that was to cover support and resistance. And in that presentation, I kind of tried to key you guys into thinking of support and resistance as a home that price action lives in. All right, you guys. These are places that the market has broken through, has tested back, and now lives in this area, you guys. It creates a whole area of value for you guys that are zone to zone traders. You guys, there you can label yourself all kind of different things, you guys. But what you'll notice when I start laying down some lines here, which if you remember my key, my support and resistance are laid down as yellow. What you'll notice is that we kind of have this area that price bounced around in, all right? So to get an idea of support and resistance, let me see if this is helpful. All right, down here, we have support. See if that did anything for us. If it's just a distraction, okay, it's not. All right, so we have support here and we have resistance. Resistance, bam. I was told I have COVID brain, you guys, so forgive me. I temporarily forgot how to spell. I swear I used to be a spelling champ. All right, so you guys, we have support and resistance. And in this, in these, so this inside of our support and resistance is where our price is living, you guys. These are areas where we find that price action has visited commonly. All right, keeping in mind that we're on our 4 hour, you guys. So these candles, each one of them represents significant movement. All right, you guys. In our 4 hour, of course, is where we are doing our analysis. What we've identified right now is where price action is kind of testing this area of resistance. All right, you guys. Let's see what our stochastic is saying before I get any further, because I would hate to. What's going on there? No stochastic. All right, that's all right. Well, we'll just look deeper into that here in a moment. But what you can see is if you look to the left, you guys, we see what price action has visited this area several times. And it actually seems like I've got some tightening up to do on it, which is okay, because these lines aren't necessarily definitive, guys. You want to jump in here and you want to tweak them. You want to identify these zones, all right? You want to see these touches. If you want to clear it up some more, come to your line charts. When I set up my charts in the mornings, I go ahead and drop this menu down. I deselect all these and I highlight just these two options, you guys. This is what we train on. All right, you guys. And what you want to do when finding support and resistance is find these significant places where price has touched several times, you guys. The more times that you have price action visit this place, the more significant you can count on the action being, right, you guys? And it seems as if we're testing a new zone, but since I don't have, well, let's see what my stochastic is saying here. What's my 4 hour? Ignore this analysis, guys. I'm doing this just for our stochastic. For some reason, it's not working on my on this chart right here. But what I took from when I briefly looked over at our at my other trade pair is that our stochastic still pointed up. So what we've done essentially is we've tested this area of resistance and we've broken through that. All right, you guys. So again, support and resistance is what's going to become your take profits eventually. All right, you guys. Support and resistance kind of encompasses all of the tools we use, all of the triggers we use, you guys. They are really just more significant support and resistance lines depending on which perspective you're looking at it from. All right, you guys. Pivots, support and resistance, psychological levels, another support and resistance, all places where price returns to, you guys. And I see something significant here, but that isn't for this lesson. All right, what is significant, guys, is that we've identified this area where price action, you see where we have this huge swooping movement, you guys. Let's look at what happened before there. All right, journey with me to the left. All right, guys, before this breakthrough happened right here, price action very comfortably lived in a whole different zone. And I'm not going to get into highlighting that up, you guys, but it's back to the point where I wanted you to imagine price action living in like a condo down here, you know, one upgrade. So price action moved. All right, now price action exists in this zone. Identifying these zones is going to be instrumental to your success, you guys. These at the breakthroughs of these zones, like look what happened when we tested this resistance right here, right? Resistance is at the top, support, you guys, is at the bottom. Support at the bottom, resistance at the top. Now, once price action, well, now that price action has broken through here, once it returns to test this resistance, if price action should pass this test, now it becomes support. All right, you guys. like I told you, this is where we're seeing it move into its new condo. Now, what we're going to do is look to the left to give us an idea of what the floor plan looks like. All right, you guys, somebody lived in here before and they gave us a little note, a reminder. We've been here in the market before, you guys. This is not unfamiliar territory for the GBP AUD pair, you guys. It's not unfamiliar territory. Now, our vibrato triggers are triggering for a sell right now, so that is significant. You want to keep eyes out for that, you guys. But we still have areas of value right here, and I'm not saying this from a trading perspective. I'm saying this from an analysis perspective. It is worth your time to continue to analyze this area to find out, hey, did this really become my new support, or is this still a resistance that we haven't broken through? Okay, you guys, if this is helping you guys out so far, let me see a 555 in the chat. If you're following along with me and this is helping you out so far, drop a 555. Again, you guys, at any time, drop those questions, comments, and testimonies, you guys. We want to hear them from you guys. Questions, comments, and testimonies. Questions, comments, and testimonies. And I said it before and I said it again. We all go through similar journeys on this path. The power of the collective conscious is real. It's effective, you guys. What you're thinking, the question you're not typing, I promise you, somebody it's right behind their lips too. They're holding it right there on the tip of their fingers. So somebody come out there and lead for me and drop those questions, those testimonies. All right, you guys, anytime, feel free. All right, so back to support and resistance, you guys. Let's see how to further dive into our point. I'm actually go to our Euro AUD pairs, you guys. I want you guys getting comfortable with moving through currency pairs too, you guys. Market structure. I mean, I'm not in. Man, I was just sloppy today. I'm sorry, you guys. So sloppy. It's not that I want you to not commit to any currency pairs that you get used to movement, right? I just want you to know that market structure works on any currency pair. You want to trade metals, you want to trade indices, you want to trade crypto, you guys, you want to trade crypto. Market structure is market structure. You guys, this industry has not changed very much outside of going digital the past couple hundred years, you guys. And even if you look into older trading classes and stuff like that, you guys, support and resistance, you guys, these are methods that have been around for a long time, guys. They're not going anywhere. Support and resistance is pivotal. So here at our 4 hour, guys, let's identify another zone. All right, you guys, then we'll go into a deeper point. So looks like we have, when we go to our left, all right, I'm identifying a whole area here, it would seem. Let's see, yep. All right, so we're going to, actually, well, no, for sake of argument, I will go into that. All right, you guys. So here we have this this vast range, you guys. And what you can see here in the middle is we have what would look kind of like a midpoint, right? Here at the 4 minute or at the 4 hour, keeping in mind that all these candles are representing significant movement. All right, I'm going to change this one up a little bit. All right, and we have like a whole range, you guys, of where price action has moved. What's this day here? From the 6th of December all the way till now, you guys, price action has been in this range. But currently where price action is sitting is in this mid zone. All right, you guys, did you see the zone here? See the zone? Let me change this line here. I don't want that to be a dash line. Get us another one. I'm gonna delete these because they're just distraction now. Because this is where price action's at right now, you guys. Do you guys see this? You guys, are you guys identifying this? It's kind of like when, let me find my chat. It's kind of like when I told you guys about, you know, those pictures we used to get when we were kids, where it says, can you identify the differences in these pictures and these items, you guys? Identifying patterns or happenings like these zones, you guys, is what I want you to engage that skill set. All right, all your practice at Olive Garden is going to come out to pay right now. All right, so here we are in our zone that price action exists. We have our support up top. We have our resistance down below. Okay, you guys. Here at our 15-minute, we still have this mid-range, you guys. You're going to find that to be really common. When we jump into learning about pivots and learning about our psychological levels and a whole bunch of other things, you guys, trend lines, you're going to recognize a lot of things like highs, lows, and center points. Okay, you guys, and you want to be able to recognize these too, because you're going to have these highs and lows and highs, lows, and midpoints in these lows that don't necessarily indicate that you're ready for a breakthrough just yet. So you want to make sure you are identifying where you're at, where you can recognize consolidation. You can actually recognize full breakthroughs. All right, you guys. All right, so I'm so glad you guys are following along. I appreciate you guys' feedback. All right, so here we're going to take this down to our 1 hour to see what price action looks like further down with our support and resistance. Because like I told you guys, your support and resistance becomes take profit. Once properly analyzed, your support and resistance transforms to take profit. Okay, you guys? So we identified this zone at our 4 hour. All right. We identified the zone at our 4 hour and we saw our midpoint. All right. So where we want to identify is some places that price kind of hung around, price action really reacted to on its way down. I guess we'll say for sake of, well, no, that's kind of far in the past. So we will come with this trade, right? Like how this trade acted right here. All right, you guys, let's make sure we were in the trend. I don't want to be telling you any wrong information or any hasty information. All right, because it seems, if you guys notice, so let me, I guess, like I mentioned earlier, guys, those ranges that these create, just follow along with me for a second, because we are in the top half of this range. So to explain what's happening, you guys, and from the understanding that I'm trying to deliver to you, of course, let me get control of my cursor here. Where you at? There you go. All right. So from the perspective of this trade, you guys, your support and resistance gives you clues on like securing your profit. You know, when am I really ready to stay into a long trade, you guys, or am I kind of short for the day? All right. For some of you guys that are not so familiar with currency exchange jargon, going long would mean like your longer trades catching this whole range that we identified, and going short would be more so for one of like this movement that we have here. All right, I want to be in and out like healthily throughout the day. Okay. So you guys, when you look to the left, you see how price action had a bunch of huge rejections right here. You guys, boom, right here, tested, didn't make it back down into the lower half of the zone. Right here, tested, didn't go back to the zone. What I want to show you is impressive is that I haven't looked at this at all. And I'm just going to scroll on back to wherever price action lands us at. All right. So see that we are still in our same support and resistance lines. All right, you guys. Yeah, we haven't lost these. And you guys, you see how significant this is back in, and my taskbar is in the way, but this is back in May of 2021, you guys. You see how significant this point in the market was, how many times it kept on back touching and touching and touching. How do you get to place the support and resistance lines? All right, I'll go through another example for us. All right, but so you see how many times price action has revolved around this point in the market. You see how significant it was, how many times price action rose at this one point in the market. So it really is of no surprise that when we come all the way down here in a not so random place, let's squinch up our charts a little bit so we can move a little bit faster. There we are. It should be of no surprise that price action is reacting at that same point. All right, you guys, that's all we're trying to identify. When I tell you that price action is relatively predictable, this is what I mean. There are places in the market where price action has already visited. This is what we want to identify and analyze that along with our trades. All right, you guys, we are becoming this is the moment. This is the moment we are becoming the signal. All right. So we had a question for how I'm laying down support and resistance lines, you guys. So just for the quick rundown. All right, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Jump on my trades, come up to my 4 hour. All right, I squinch them up. Price actions over here. I'm gonna look to my left. I'm gonna see where we've touched a lot. All right, just see where we touched a lot. You see back here, you guys, boom, price action was pretty significant. You know, seeing like we got this little zoning thing going on. Look at that right there, you guys. So this is the process, all right, for the question on how I lay down my support and support and resistance. As short, similar to scalping. Yes, scalping is super shorting, super shorting, super shorting. Scalping is it can be risky if your skill set is not fine-tuned enough. All right, you guys, I'm not going to knock anybody. There's plenty of people who make money out there, you guys, but what I don't like doing is trading risk. All right, and here at Be Your Own Bank, what we're trying to get through to you is that we don't want to look for those scalps. All right, you guys, especially here on our advanced calls, we're looking for those larger movements. We want to take the whole range if our analysis and our fundamentals line up, like our technicals and our fundamentals line up. You guys, again, nothing wrong with it, but scalping is definitely super short. But yes, scalping is short. No gas money. That's right. No gas. The only gas money we want is to fill up a Rolls Royce. All right. Somebody want to fill up a jet with me? All right. Then we can talk about some gas money, some jet fuel money. All right. But we don't want to be catching no 3-cent trades, no five. No. We're coming for growth, compounding, and wealth here, you guys. Growth, compounding, and wealth, you guys. 10 pips, cash out to your first support and resistance line, you guys. Dive in deeper with your skill set. And then we're going to get you away from that scalping mindset. We're going to open up real empowerment for you. All right. Life changing. That's right. Jet money. You. I'm glad somebody finds me funny. My wife, not so much. All right. So you guys here, I now have identified the zone. Like I said, I woke up on my charts 3 o'clock in the morning. I went to my 4 hour because I always do like a top down analysis. I'm looking for a price action exists. All right. I squinched up my charts and I looked to my left and I started identifying places that price action has commonly visited. All right, you guys. So here, when I looked to the left, I saw boom, 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 all significant areas, you guys. Down here, I identified where price action kind of tested this zone, you know, and that could be a number of things. That could be a pivot. It looks like a S2 from a trade that I was kind of monitoring earlier this week. You know, you can see a lot of similarities across the charts, you guys. Now, you want to engage in each of these currency pairs individually. You don't want to treat any of them as the same. Just because their patterns look the same, don't mean that your entry points are the same, that they're going to trigger at the same time, you guys. All right. So get in with your pairs, know them intimately, guys. For a while, I mean, it wouldn't even hurt you to get comfortable with just taking one trade a day. That really made a huge difference for me at one point in time. If some of you guys are feeling too spread thin or whatever, focus on one trade a day, you guys. I'm telling you, don't get chalked up by what you guys see in your trade accounts now. That's why we are so heavy in those mindsets, you guys, because it's going to get you through those storms. All right. So I identified a high and a low, which is my style. Then I go for our mid range because these similarities, these patterns, you guys, these are things that I just noticed. You know, things are I kept on seeing. I kept on seeing. We have high, a low. We have our mid range, you guys. I'm gonna drop down to my 1 hour is what I would do from there. Find out how price action is reacting to it. Seems like at our 1 hour time frame, we exist solely in the top half of this zone. All right, the zone being what we identified before, you guys. We solely exist up here. Our stochastic leads me to believe that we're in a buy. My 4 hour looks like we are curving up, you guys. So from that point, what I do is, well, at my 1 hour, we're not ready for the 15 yet. Let's we're gonna change up the formats of our line because we're honing in now. You guys are gonna hear me reference this a lot, but your analysis is like a working document. If you guys have ever had any like resume classes or anything like that, and you've heard it referred to as a working document, I want you to think of your analysis as a working document, okay? Don't get brokenhearted over any lines, you guys. None of them are definitive. You know, be flexible, all right? You guys be ready to move and groove with the plan, all right? I'm sure I could get whole different answers if I come here on my line chart about where I should lay my support and resistance. I could definitely tighten this up a little bit, you guys. You see where I have these touches? Now, the ones I like even more, I tell you, my favorite ones are lines where you can see those the tests and the rejections, right? When you have, let me find a good example, like right here. Now, this is just random, so it doesn't really edify my point. This is just for hypothetical purposes. But when you're seeing price test that line, right, it comes through it, and then it tests the line as a support, and then it breaks through, tests it as a resistance. I love that little happening in the market when I'm selecting my support and resistance. But for right now, you guys, for the clarity's sake, we're just gonna go for identifying this zone. All right. Well, we already identified the zone, but what we're moving forward to is identifying take profits. All right, we identified our zone on our 4 hour. We saw we identified our range at our 4 hour. We saw a zone at our 1 hour. And then here we are analyzing places where price action has been to get an idea of, you know, what we would think of as a take profit. Still analyzing, you guys. So there's still support and resistance there, not take profits yet. But what we still want to do is find places that the market has reacted before. So using my line chart, let's drop some here. See that boom, boom right there, you guys. All right, and I'm just going to drop 2 for now. Let's see what this looks like on our line chart, you guys. So this would be a really short trade, which is cool. This is the Euro JPY session. I guess what we're seeing the liquidity pushes from our JPY session. Let me get my measurer back. My measurer. All right. So this would be a quick or a short trade for sure. And this is not, you guys, I have not sat back and analyzed this, not enter this into your, I mean, feel free to put it in your demo if you want. Yeah, put it in your demo. Cool, do that. No live trades. I'm not giving you guys any permissions on my authority anyways to enact this as a live trade. All right, I'm just using this as an example for support and resistance. While this is my method, I haven't given any deeper thought into this. So I don't want you guys just like hopping on that bandwagon really like too fast. All right, you guys. So back to reference. What I would then see, what we have, bam, I was measuring. All right, there's just a short 10 pip movement. You know, you guys, really not anything, I mean, valuable, but this isn't the BYOB cash out strategy. All right, so that 10 pips becomes risky. That's why it's important to know where you're at in the market, you guys, market structure. All right, if you, what this example is leading to is why I've built these take profits or these support and resistance. What we are still very much so in is a bearish trend. All right, you guys. So I can't take these confidently. Now this is the process. All right, but this is also me analyzing this in this moment. All right, like I told you guys, you didn't want to enter that trade in your live account. I hope you didn't. All right, because we are in a selling momentum, if not anything moving, about to start moving sideways. All right, you guys. But what the discussion tonight is about identifying this. So I'm hoping that I brought clarity to the person who dropped the question in the chat. I can go into another example, to be honest with you, for anybody that's seeking further clarity, because like I said, market structure applies to anything. I don't have to know, to be able to identify support and resistance. I don't have to have some super special relationship with any specific currency pair. I can go to any currency pair, drop support and resistance. I can go to any currency pair, use market structure, and it's still just as valid, you guys. All right, here we are on our Euro NZD pair. And right away, well, we're on our 1 hour. So let me go to our 4 hour, because this is where we get our market direction, okay? We get our direction from our 4 hour. We identify the trend of what's currently happening while we're trading at our 1 hour. And then we drop down to our 15 minutes to analyze further from there. All right, you guys. So top down, 4 hour, we're identifying support and resistance. You guys don't get to drop in support and resistance down here at the 5 minute, the 15 minute, all that mess. No. If you're dropping support and resistance at the 5 and the 15 minute, you're gonna need them trigger fingers. All right, you guys, you're gonna need them trigger fingers, because I'm telling you what, that's gonna be an interesting day. All right, come up here to the 4 hour, identify the zone that price has at least broken through. All right, identify the place where market or price action broke through. Now, here's a great example for why I tell you guys that our lines aren't necessarily definitive. I guess I can come right here. Boom. I'll just do it like that. Well, let me get rid of our rectangle. All right. So as you guys can see, I've identified this place where price action broke through, and it's very specifically hit right here on these two tidbits right here on, what is it, 1.6843. You see my price point here, and my now resistance is 1.68423. All right, you guys, again, being that this is now resistance, so I could come through here and drop this line, but if I'm only looking for that 0.168423, I'm not really trading responsibly. I'll find myself in a bunch of areas dipping for pips. All right, holding on for hope. All right, so when I say that our lines are not necessarily definitive, what you want to do is identify the areas where price action has had to break through. We don't want to be in these, like, so we're here on the 4 hour. We don't want to get trapped up in these wicks, you guys. We want to be in solid movement. We are here for that larger pip count, you guys. What's this movement here we have? What was this breakthrough? This breakthrough, boom. Man, that's pretty significant, a 282 pip movement, you guys. So if I haven't brought it to enough of emphasis, if I haven't like beaten this horse enough, you guys, support and resistance is going to help you in so many ways. Like all those, we spend so much time on the harmonic scanner tool in the mornings. All right, those values that we put on there, those are just harmonics. Not harmonics, but they're support and resist. Those goals, they're support and resistance at an institutional level. Some big wig, or actually it's a computer program, but the computer program has through its special algorithm has identified these support and resistance, these areas of value. Your support and resistance are valuable to you guys. All right, so identifying where price action lives now For example, let me go ahead and delete this rectangle. We don't need that anymore. All right, you guys. Identifying where price action is right now. It seems like there's something pretty significant that happened. This must be an interesting price point. I'm not going to get into analyzing that with other tools and stuff like that right now because, well, we're not going for stochastic. But all we're trying to identify tonight is support and resistance, you guys. We're not, what it looks like is price broke through this resistance and it's been consolidated for a little while, but we'll go into that in weeks to come. All right, you guys, stay tapped in, stay tapped in. You want to know what I did, guys? That's what I did. You want to know about how I build my support and resistance? I did it by tapping in, by practicing, by familiarizing myself, by getting through uncomfortable moments, you guys, by reaffirming myself on a daily basis. I can't tell you how many times I've written my affirmations. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I got my affirmations in the chat. Actually, you see how long them are? They're probably somewhere near the top. I was trying to type pretty fast. But you guys, I mean, I'm not sending you homeless information telling you to do something that I don't do myself. You guys, break out of whatever it is that's holding you back. You know, shout your affirmations, tell your friends, you know, even if you don't have even if you don't sit down with somebody at a coffee table and like verbatim say your affirmations, just drop them into your conversations, you guys. Tell people where you're headed. You know, like I told you guys in our first presentation, your affirmations right now don't have to speak to like exactly where you're at. We're speaking to where you're going to be. We acknowledge that a lot of us have already been victimized by poor mindsets. Now, I'm not saying that any of you guys are out here poor necessarily, but what is more common than poverty is a poor mindset. You can still have a lot of money and still be plagued by a poor mindset. You guys are scared of COVID-19? Oh my gosh. Have you been surrounded by a bunch of broke people before? I'm telling you, it gives me anxiety. And I'm not saying that because I'm better than anyone else, but it's because I feel like, man, I want to help myself. I want to help these people. The way we think is or the way you're thinking is toxic. How can I help you get out of this mindset? That is, identify that, recognize that as a poor mindset, you guys. We get so trapped up into that. So start in your affirmations, you guys. Start in your affirmations. Commit to that, and then commit to jumping into this training with us, you guys. We support over 40 calls a week, you guys. We spend timeless hours with you guys. You generally about an hour at a time, and here on Thursdays you get a full day with me, you guys. I even join with you on Wednesday. Man, we are all volunteers out here, you guys. We don't accept payments for what we got going on, you guys. We are here to provide you with this information. We want you to release that poor mindset. We want you to be economically empowered. I want you to experience the same freedom of peace that I experienced the day that I looked my coworker dead in his face in the window of his soul and with a serious face told him to take me home, that I couldn't keep on climbing anymore. You guys, I want you to experience the same comfort I had on that 2-hour drive home. It's like, man, I got a lot going on, but you know, I'm in this. I got a skill set that I'm going home with. You guys, that ride home was so unique. I've driven all over this country. I've traveled the entire world, you guys. But that trip, I honestly can tell you was so satisfying. I spent so many years in the tower industry worried that I had made too much money and I had built such a lifestyle that it'd be impossible for me to recreate this financial foundation in my hometown, you guys. Because, you know, even though I say that Cleveland, Ohio is the other Cleveland, you know, Cleveland, Tennessee isn't really that big. All right, you guys, we're kind of big. We're the second biggest Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken, but we're still not that big. So I was kind of concerned about coming back to my hometown and not creating that same foundation that I had provided for my family before, so we could continue to embark upon our goals, you guys. But when I was driving home, you guys, that sense of comfort, I just want to when I pray tonight, you guys, that's what I'm going to be praying that you guys experience here in the coming future, you guys. This peace that I have, this comfort that I have, the security that you can take this skill set, you guys. This is nothing that anyone can take from you. You guys, you own this skill set. You own this education. Every bit of discipline that you contribute to this will cash out in your trade account. It will affect you directly. Thank you guys so much for tapping in with me. Thank you so much for your participation. However, tonight is not just a night for me, you guys. This night is for you. So we have a lot more value to come for you with our Forex doctor.